The curse, causeless, cause and effect. Have you ever doubted the logic of things? Have you ever assumed that there could be another law that defines the nature of things in this world? Supposedly so. Last week, we made an effort to put ourselves in Job's position. And this week we are trying to look at him through the eyes and the perception of his friends.
This is a challenging position to be in. What do you do when someone close to you gets hit by a tragedy? Lost a dear friend, a parent, a spouse, a child, lost his marriage, his income, his health, his sanity. What do you say? What do you do?
Every time when we see somebody struggling or in pain, we feel this urge to help. And not only to help, but also to make sense out of the facts that we know and we see. But oh dear, how realistic is that? Common perception is that if we're going through a trial, it's because it leads us back to God, or it leads us to a first encounter with God. Hence, it's okay, that's right. Don't worry, your painful suffering is nothing. The outcome is what it counts. And this is how we counsel and we comfort people.
There is light at the end of the tunnel. After the storm, there is a rainbow. We like these images, but how does this explain anything? Yes, when our lives are shaken, it could open us for certain things, or it could make us very angry. Pretty much all the action in the book of Job is in the first 2 chapters, and from there on is mostly dialogues. People talking on the subject of suffering and letting it all out.
And not long after Job spoke out his complaints, one of his friends, Eliphaz, felt encouraged to clarify some well-known truths in life. Everything he said was politically correct and with some truth to it, but it left a big question in the minds of his listeners. When have the innocent perished? And you yourself, Job, you have counseled and you have helped a lot of people. You know how it is. As I have observed, says Eliphaz, those who plow evil and those who sow trouble reap it. And the lesson, rightfully so, points how insensitive is Job's friend to his agony.
So Eliphaz starts reasoning. Man, this should make some sense. Let's see. What do we know about God? And he knew a lot about God, by the way. And he concludes that there is nothing wrong on God's side. So, only one thing can make sense with this. Job, something is wrong with you. We are quick to find explanations. You have an issue with speeding, so this should be your fault. You have a problem with anger, or this is what happens when you are such a person. And it could very well be the case, but what if it's not?
It seems to me that Eliphaz is one of those people who follow their mind and their logic only when tackling issues. As long as you do according to God, you're well. But if misfortunes fall upon you, it's deserved. There is something, Job, search for it, something that you have done wrong. It will explain it all. I call it a theological heartless approach, and I don't think that anybody is immunized against it. And I can just imagine how could have Job felt after hearing his friend speaking those words. Another pillar of hope and another pillar of strength has been represented in his friendship. He's been just destroyed, and just more despair has been added to his weakening spirit.
And he goes even further than that. Job, you are not right to complain. You shouldn't do that. Do you think that you are better than God? Eliphaz's point is, evil happens only to evil.
After all, where does our confidence in what we know lead us to? To judgment. Somehow, when we know that the truth is on our side, we like to pronounce a sentence like Eliphaz. Behold, happy is the man whom God corrects, implying Job, I suppose. Therefore, do not despise the chastening of the Almighty. Job.
Here are some points that I take. Knowing some right things about God can still lead us to wrong understandings. We have to always keep in mind that we don't know everything. And don't put your understandings about the truth in front of your concern and care for the person.
It's not about being right. It's not about breaking it down for someone in pain. Let's not use our brain only. It's about compassion and care. It's about having the heart and the willingness to walk and support those in need. And I wonder, how do we get it so wrong sometimes? Me included.
It doesn't get much easier for Job next, does it?
One of other Job's friends is ready to speak. What does he have to say? We will learn in the next lesson.